All right, Gary, I'm standing outside here out front of the Sienna, I'm sorry. So you gotta hold that down for the power doors. Interior looks pretty good, especially the second row. First row, you got a little bit of wear on the seat here. Just a common thing, you know. You've seen it on other cars, I'm sure. But really, that's pretty much it for the first row as far as like what I would think would be like, you know, cosmetic defects. Mechanically, the vehicle's in excellent condition. And as you know, Toyotas are known for reliability. So 62,000 miles on one of these is considered to be low, very low miles for a Sienna. Obviously, these minivans are the type of vehicles that are bought by people that drive a lot, families that are toting kids around. You know, the average miles per year for a Sienna really would be closer to 15,000 miles. So when you have one like this that's a 2011, you'd expect it to have closer to 150,000 miles on it, 120 to 150, sometimes more, 180. So this one, low miles definitely for its age. It's a limited, so it's your top trim. And with that comes a whole bunch of stuff. You get the upgraded JBL sound system. It's got like a dual panoramic moon roofs. It's got a rear seat entertainment on it. Obviously the buckets in the second row is kind of a nice little add there. Third row looks nice. That seat back there looks to me like it's never been sat in. Like these guys drove around, or whoever owned it drove around. It wasn't my trade, by the way, so I don't know I can't speak for who the original owners were. Well, there are multiple owners. I can tell you that based on the Carfax. I think there was 3 or 4 owners previous. And I can send you the Carfax if you haven't seen it yet. But just based on how that seat looks, it looks to me like it probably was never sat in. Maybe they were rolling around with it down. Second row looks pretty good. A little bit of smudging on the seats. That's really it for the interior. The exterior, there were a few concerns here that we needed to get cleaned up. There were a few scuffs and scratches on the bumpers, which, as far as I can tell, they cleaned them up pretty good today. They were out here doing some stuff. As you can see here, there's a little bit of what looks like some cracking in the clear coat or the finish there. But then you'll notice here there's a little gap in the bumper here. Right? There's there, and there's one over here. Right? So at some point in time, that bumper was probably off. I don't know why. I don't know. So that's a question that I have that I don't have an answer for. There's no accident on the Carfax, as far as I know, that would indicate, you know, exactly what that is. Pop the hood here. Come around here. I mean, it's super clean, the engine compartment. Yeah, it looks great. Battery's in great shape, terminals are clean. Everything looks good under here. I want to show you something here. This is on this hood here, and I know the answer to this. You're going to notice on this hood there's a little bit of a crinkled look there, right? Well, from what I was told, what happened was this guy tried to put the hood down with the stick still in there, right? And that created a dent in the hood right here. It's like a crease. You'll see it comes up here, you know. So that, to me, is something I would definitely disclose to anybody that was going to buy this van, especially if they're out of town. You've got to know about that. You have to, and that's why I'm disclosing it to you now. So I think ultimately the story with this van is mechanically great. Obviously Toyota's known for reliability, but you know, on the outside, there are some blemishes, there are some imperfections that, you know, might be a deal breaker for certain buyers. I don't know. This was scratched here. This was actually fixed today. This is actually drying. They'll probably come back and even maybe get that better. Tires look good. Rims look good. Back area looks good. Pull that there, it closes these doors. This is all going to be cleaned up here also, I know. So you had these like Invisalign or VisiClear, whatever, protectors on the edges here. Well, what happens with those over time is that dirt gets in there and everything, so it's got to be peeled off, and you use like a glue gun or maybe a commercial strength residue remover to get that cleaned up. So that's another something that's going to be done in the van. That's really probably, I think, the most, a good solid walk around representative of the condition of the vehicle. Other than those few things I showed you, there's a few other little tiny things like there's a rock chip right there, but it's in pretty good shape. I mean, if there's anything else you want to see more in depth, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I'll get you pictures. We've done business with you in the past, so I mean, we're gonna do everything we can to be sure that that you're aware at least of any potential vehicle that you're looking at here. But on the positive side, I will say it's rare to get a Sienna with miles this low. 100%. There's no question about that. And, that's backed up by just going and looking up, looking at the market for these things and looking at examples that are this age. And you'd be hard pressed to find one with miles this low on it. So that's it, Garrett. That's all I got for you tonight, sir. Have a good evening. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.